Hello everybody, this is your host, Jason Donnelly, aka DJ Puzzle, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to have a look at FAC Envolver. But first, I want to say this video is brought to you by my sponsors on Patreon and Frederic Corvest, the developer of this app. Developers can reach out to me on my website at iPadLoops.com/contact and send me a message. Have a new app? Send a promo code and I might publish a video for it. Now on with the episode. Envolver is an envelope follower that, among other things, can convert amplitude response to MIDI information. This is a feature that I use the most, so I decided to make this tutorial showing something cool you can do with that. But first, in case you're not familiar with the basics of an envelope follower, I wanted to give you a quick beginner's demo. I think the easiest way to demonstrate an envelope follower is to use a simple sound recording so that you can see the waveform's amplitude changes and how they translate to MIDI information. So let's use Sunriser to record a basic volume swell. And then I'll load the recording into the file player on another track. Locate the recording. There it is. Sorry for the mess. We'll loop it. And now you can see that real basic thing I recorded using Sunriser. Now, let's go ahead and grab Envolver and pop it on the effects slot here. Okay, so I can go in now and send that information to a specific MIDI channel. I'm going to turn this side off, okay, and just use this for now. And it's MIDI channel 1, and we'll assign it to CC4. Doesn't matter, you can use whatever. So, let's go ahead and set up our routing and add some MIDI sources here. Okay. And now FAC Envolver will translate that MIDI information over to a fader. Okay. Boom. Give it the right MIDI channel and CC number. And so now FAC Envolver is analyzing that waveform, that amplitude, the amplitude of that waveform, the shape of it, and it's converting it to MIDI information and then sending that over to the fader on channel 3. All right, so the fader is following the amplitude of our recording. Now you can see the fader is only going so high, right? Well, you can adjust the depth here. And what that will do is push the fader a bit higher. And it might go too high. So with a little trial and error, you can get that depth just right to get the top volume and peak there to what you want it to be. Okay, so now let's go and add an instrument on that track. Axon 2, one of my favorite FM synth drum machine groovy type things. Now you can see the fader on that channel. It's going up and down. Now we turned the volume down on that second track. Okay, so you won't hear that. Now let's go ahead and we can add Envolver to this track if we want, and design a whole new set of modulation parameters based on what that axon is sending audio-wise. But let's not do that. I'm going to turn off I'm going to just put this on another MIDI channel so that this fader won't be affected. And so I'm going to throw a Turnado. Grab Turnado MIDI on the effects slot here. You want to grab the Turnado MIDI version. Okay. And now we're going to have FAC modulate and automate that Turnado effect instead of the fader. So what I like to do is use the dictator, because that can grab all these different effects over here to the right. We need to set up the MIDI routing now because we added more devices. So go ahead and connect the Turnado to that Envolver. Always remember to dive in here and set up your route. Okay, boom, and it's already working. So now you can see that Envolver fader. See how it's hitting different parameters and mix levels. All right, and it's all one fader. That's why I love that dictator. It's great. Turnado. All right, so let's get rid of this recording and Sunriser, and let's go ahead and add particles. Rozeta Particles. Let's go ahead and change this so that it's not such a simple, predictable automation. We'll send particles over to BS16i so that we have a sound source, so we'll route those two together. This setup will give us that cool, kind of unpredictable, non-repetitive glitch groove that we always want in our recordings. Okay, now here's particles, Bramboss particles. It's sending these notes over there. See all these notes floating around? That's going to generate MIDI notes, and it's going to send them to BS16i. That's going to create modulation, okay? Because FAC is now listening to BS16i. And BS16i is playing all those crazy notes and particles. So now you're getting all kinds of almost sporadic fader movement here on the dictator panel, okay? So that's cool, but notice how it's flying all the way up and all over the place. Let's adjust that depth, and now we can slow it down a little with the rise and fall. We crank those up a little, and we'll actually be slowing that automation, the response of that down a little. See, now it's not flying all over the place. It's not as crazy. And those are some of the ways you can tweak this setup to get your desired output. Another way you can tweak those is to go into the decay on BS16i. Now, if you get a real short note, real super short notes with a quick attack and now you've got super short notes, okay? And you'll see different results here. Now that you have that set, you can go in and adjust the depth, okay? If you're finding that depth isn't getting deep enough, you're probably not getting enough signal here. Let's go ahead and let's see. Yeah, see, it's not jumping high enough. I want it to jump almost all the way up so that it can set off all those effects, wet dry mixes there. And in order to do that now, because we messed with the decay, messed with the decay and release, let's just kind of lengthen that a little bit, okay? So again, you can really fine tune and tweak these parameters, but that's where you want to go. You want to go to that decay and release on your audio source, and you want to go to that depth and that rise and fall knob, okay? And that's going to get you different results. All right, you see now, that's exactly what I was looking for. And you can cruise through different presets and different dictator presets and really change it up. So yeah, this is cool, and there's so many presets. I mean, you can create your own, but I'm just saying, even with just like the presets that come with it, with this little tip, this modulation trick that I'm showing you here, using Envolver, you can get like a real cool, almost ever evolving, slightly unpredictable, glitch modulation effect. And you can go as far as, throwing in a few more Envolvers and a few more instruments with more audio to send and convert. And, you know, you could get real crazy with it. Each one of these knobs can be assigned to MIDI CC as well. So you can have more control over that by using several instances of Envolver. So things can get real wild and real crazy. Now, I want to show you one more thing here. Another parameter to tweak for different results. The stuff in particles, right? The stuff in particles, now you can hear changes in the way Tornado's responding because these notes are now being sent faster. For example, if you adjust the speed, you know, the notes are now bouncing off these walls quicker. And you can add more particles or less particles too. And there's all kinds of stuff. So with just those 3 tracks, you could get a background glitch groove that just kind of almost always changes. If it does repeat, it's, you know, it's not, you know, it's not predictable when it will repeat. To the listener, it probably won't be. So that's a little trick there. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of always on the never-ending quest to discover cool, generative, unpredictable ways to generate different rhythms. You know, it's just sometimes you just want that in the background, or you know, it's kind of running behind the backbone groove. Sometimes they call those tops or ghost drums or whatever. So yeah, Axon 2 is great for that. Okay, so here's another thing I want to point out. This depth knob, this can also be modulated. Okay, so you could even take that waveform that recording that we made earlier, and you can assign it to the depth knob here, and you know, have it slowly increase and decrease. So, you know, you can automate and modulate that depth knob, or any of those knobs. Really, they're all here. And you just mess with the MIDI CC information. Make sure it all syncs up. You know, make sure it's assigned properly, and you'll be in business. So anyway, really hope this helped you guys, and I want to thank you again for watching. Please subscribe, hit that bell icon, and check out my Patreon. Thanks for watching.